bet it tastes like coconuts.
No, it's more like spices, really.
You heard her, Marion. Give it back before I pound you into the cement.
I don't know what you heard, but he was horrible to Bettina. He treated her like a free hooker.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, you!
In Hollywood, there's a very exclusive club, a handful of actors who've gone toe-to-toe with dinosaurs on the big screen. But Vanessa Chester, she belongs to an even rarer group. She's battled the raptors you can track and the ones you can't even see coming.
Hey, you!
And her journey to that exclusive club started with 5 words from the most powerful director in Hollywood. This is how a kid from Brooklyn turned a childhood promise into a legendary career, survived Hollywood's brutal machine, and came out the other side still loving every minute of it.
I think you went a little too far this time.
It wasn't me.
On July 2nd, 1984, Vanessa Chester entered the world in Brooklyn, New York. She was the first in her family born on American soil after her parents left Guyana, searching for opportunity. Growing up, she had a younger brother named Kelvin Chester. Her parents couldn't have imagined what their daughter would accomplish. The Chester family relocated to Los Angeles while Vanessa was still a child, and young Vanessa possessed something intangible, that lightning in a bottle quality that makes casting directors lean forward in their chairs.
I want to replicate my own DNA and win the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. Oh,
Commercial work came first, and by age 8, she'd secured her television debut on Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Hi, Santa.
Hi, Santa's not there. Ooh, you must really like Malcolm X.
Yeah, he makes great clothes.
This was merely the opening act. When 1995 rolled around, Alfonso Cuarón needed to fill a crucial role in A Little Princess. He was searching for someone to play Becky, a servant girl with heart.
Is there anything I can do for you, miss? I just came up here to change my shoes.
9-year-old Vanessa walked into that audition and walked out with the part. The story follows Sarah Crew, a privileged child shipped off to boarding school during World War I. Her world crumbles when her father supposedly dies and his wealth vanishes. The vicious headmistress, Miss Minchin, strips Sarah of everything, forcing her into servitude. Through it all, Sarah clings to her humanity and forms a genuine friendship with Becky.
The sky is all different colors, like a peacock's tail.
Here's what made this revolutionary. Becky wasn't reduced to a stereotype. The friendship between Sarah and Becky existed on equal ground. Becky got depth, agency, and dreams of her own. And most importantly, she got her happy ending. In 1995, seeing a young black girl in a period fantasy piece, draped in beautiful costumes, participating in magic, and receiving a joyful conclusion, that shattered barriers.
I feel like I've been touched by an angel. And look.
Between takes, Vanessa and Liza Matthews formed a tight bond. They'd challenge each other to poker games, wagering their craft services gum like high rollers. Her performance earned recognition from The Hollywood Reporter with a Young Star Award nomination, but the premiere night would eclipse everything else. Steven Spielberg attended with his daughter. He approached 9-year-old Vanessa and delivered a prophecy. "You're a great actress. I'm going to put you in a movie someday." Most kids would think that's Hollywood small talk, fantasy stuff, but Spielberg doesn't make empty promises. The wheels were already turning. 1 year later, in 1996, Vanessa secured another major role. She'd play Janie Gibbs in Harriet the Spy, starring opposite Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah, but how come we get these pieces and you get those?
We told you, we're officers.
The story centers on Harriet Welsh, an obsessive 11-year-old writer who documents everyone's secrets in her journal.
Janie really creeps me out. I wonder if she'll grow up to be a total nutcase?
When her classmates discover the notebook, her world implodes. Harriet's inner circle includes 2 loyal friends, Sport and Janie. The latter is a brilliant, science-loving kid who enjoys explosive experiments. Vanessa infused Janie with wit and intelligence. No stereotypes, no relegation to comic relief. Just a genuine character who happened to be a black girl passionate about chemistry and chaos.
Wait up! Anybody sick of listening to her ought to get a life.
But here's the twist nobody saw coming. This wasn't Vanessa's first rodeo with Michelle Trachtenberg. Years earlier, in the early 90s, they'd met on a Panasonic commercial shoot in New York. Two small children with big personalities photographed mid-game involving spoons in soil. Even at 5, Vanessa recognized Michelle's outsized presence. Despite being barely taller and only a year older, Michelle commanded attention with an explosive laugh. They connected instantly, both children of immigrant parents who understood their daughters needed creative outlets. Time passed. Vanessa caught Michelle on the Nickelodeon show Pete and Pete and felt genuine pride watching her early friends succeed. Neither could predict that they'd reunite less than 12 months later, joined by Greg Smith to headline Nickelodeon's debut feature film. Looking back on the production, Vanessa recalled the schoolroom setup. 15 kids learning together like a real classroom, complete with computers. It felt natural, fun. For bringing Janie Gibbs to life, Vanessa claimed the Young Artist Award for Best Performance in a Feature Film, Supporting Young Actress. I Am 12 Years Old, award-winning actress. Most people would call that the pinnacle, but Steven Spielberg keeps his promises. In 1997, Spielberg greenlit the Jurassic Park sequel. The franchise that revolutionized blockbuster filmmaking was heading back to Isla Sorna, and Spielberg hadn't forgotten that conversation at the premiere. He wanted Vanessa, not for a throwaway part, for a lead role.
So they actually want to build another park here? After what you said happened on the other island?
She would make history as the first black girl to co-star in the Jurassic franchise. The production maintained Fort Knox-level secrecy. Vanessa entered this massive undertaking with minimal information.
Are you still 12 or are you?
Yeah,
you're
I'm still 12. I'm turning 13 July 2nd.
All right.
I'm gonna be a teenager.
At 12 years old, she was diving into the deep end of Hollywood's biggest swimming pool.
I think it's the biggest movie and the biggest film I'd ever do, unless I did like the sequel to The Lost World or the next one after it.
Even the audition was unconventional. Spielberg orchestrated a scene where Jeff Goldblum transformed into a velociraptor, chasing young Vanessa around the room. The hilarious part, Vanessa mistook Goldblum for Sam Neill, who'd played Dr. Alan Grant in the original film.
You know, Sarah has a pretty good...
It's so important to your future that you not finish that sentence, please. It's privacy, outside.
Speaking with Collider years later, Vanessa revealed just how surreal the entire experience truly was.
Is because it was such a highly anticipated film. I knew nothing about it when I booked it. I didn't find out that Jeff Goldblum was playing my father until I was in a wardrobe fitting.
Once she learned about her character's defining moment, the excitement kicked into overdrive. Kelly Curtis Malcolm would defeat a velociraptor using gymnastics.
Just let me do it. I'm 13. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing because I actually used to do gymnastics.
I'm a gymnast, but I got cut from the team.
Right.
And on the other side, we start digging to get out from the raptors that are digging in, and we're trying to dig.
Vanessa volunteered to handle her own stunt work, with one exception. For that specific gymnastics sequence, she relied on a professional stunt performer. Everything else, she wanted in.
I remember begging them to let me fall. Like, I was like, I don't need any like stunt gear. Just let me do it. I fall all the time. Just let me do it. I'm 13.
She achieved her goal. What she couldn't predict was decades of conversation, debate, and analysis surrounding those 30 seconds of film. That sequence became arguably the most discussed moment in Jurassic Park history. Passionate defenders, vocal critics, the internet debated it for years. During her Collider interview, Vanessa delivered the perfect counter-argument to the skeptics.
That's why we're in Jurassic Park. When's the last time you saw a raptor running down the street? It's not real.
Now here's the detail that breaks everyone's brain. Kelly Curtis Malcolm holds an unprecedented franchise record.
Do you realize that Kelly is the only person who has ever killed a dinosaur without an actual weapon.
She remains the sole character across all Jurassic Park films to eliminate a dinosaur using only her body. No guns, no tranquilizers, no weapons.
Hey, you!
Pure athleticism, training, and courage. When fans highlighted this achievement during that Collider conversation, Vanessa's response was genuine shock.
Do you realize that Kelly is the only person who has ever killed a dinosaur without an actual weapon? And I was like, wait, what? I'm today years old now figuring that out.
Off camera, Vanessa soaked up every moment. She developed a massive crush on Vince Vaughn, who kept everyone laughing. Julianne Moore became her on-set maternal figure. Her favorite collaboration partner, the Velociraptor animatronic.
Dad, I gotta get out of here, please. I wanna get out of here. I wanna go someplace safe. No, I wanna go someplace else. Please go. I don't want to be here. Please, I wanna be somewhere safe.
One cherished memory involved sneaking into the animatronic storage room. A crew member decided to terrorize her by secretly operating a dinosaur head fitted with the mask. Mission accomplished. She was thoroughly spooked. The filmmaking wizardry extended throughout production. That iconic T-Mex tent attack where the creature invades while Vanessa and Julianne Moore sleep, complete illusion. The crew constructed a raised platform, positioned the tent with fake bodies on top, and had the actresses stand beneath it. They poked their heads through openings to simulate sleeping positions, standing upright the entire shoot, safely away from the heavy animatronic.
What is that?
Spielberg also planted hidden gems throughout the film. During the final scene where characters watch news coverage on television, examine the screen's reflection before the camera angle shifts.
Which will put it in at about 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. One of the Navy's primary concerns through all of this has been safety.
4 shadows visible on the couch: Vanessa, Jeff Goldblum, Julianne Moore, and Spielberg himself. Cut to the reverse angle and only the 3 actors remain. Classic Spielberg mischief. The Lost World Jurassic Park dominated theaters, claiming the number 2 spot for 1997's highest-grossing films. Only the Titanic sailed past it. The sequel generated over $600 million globally. Vanessa scored nominations from both the Saturn Awards and the NAACP Image Awards. 13 years old, blockbuster star. But the work didn't stop there. Promotional duties sent Vanessa globetrotting for press junkets, including African stops. She got her own action figure, absolutely mind-blowing for any kid. During one marathon day, she powered through 78 consecutive interviews. 78! Then Vanessa did something unexpected. While peers chased franchise sequels and bigger paychecks, Vanessa pivoted toward education. She stepped away from Hollywood's glare and enrolled at the University of Southern California. In 2006, she graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree, minoring in business. Her focus shifted to television, with appearances on Malcolm in the Middle,
Yo, Stain, what's up?
The West Wing, Veronica Mars,
Maureen, hi, I'm Veronica. I'm helping Michelle with the yearbook tribute.
I already gave her all the good pictures of Bettina.
and Without a Trace.
Of Drew Jonas. I got contact high just walking by the door.
Reflecting on those TV days versus The Lost World, Vanessa laughed about the contrast. Everyone else having adventures while she got sent back to the schoolroom. She built her career methodically, on her terms, but privately, she faced something rarely discussed in Hollywood. February 2025 brought devastating news. Michelle Trachtenberg, Vanessa's childhood friend and colleague, had passed away. Vanessa poured her heart into an Instagram tribute that captured their entire friendship. Their collaboration count, 3 projects total. The Panasonic commercial, Harriet the Spy, and 1 additional production.
You give that back now!
Looks like there's something in here for everyone.
You heard her, Marion. Give it back before I pound you into the cement.
But reducing Michelle to co-star felt wrong to Vanessa. They'd shared Fruit by the Foot marathons while watching Conan O'Brien. They'd coordinated their accessories with Candy. They choreographed elaborate dances never performed for anyone. They'd swapped pre-tween relationship advice. They'd transformed ordinary moments into adventures. Distance and demanding careers eventually made connection difficult. Vanessa had always assumed they'd collaborate a fourth time. She wrote about Michelle, "When I started reflecting on our time together, I realized that you were such an integral part of my pre-tween and teenage years. Behind every Hollywood success story live real humans experiencing real loss." Vanessa carried forward. She once observed, "The day that you start thinking that you're all that there is in Hollywood is the day that your career ends. Have patience, because nothing is going to come by easily." Her evolution continued beyond acting. In 2013, she joined wardrobe and costume teams on short films. By 2016, she'd become art assistant for A Night at the Movies. In 2022, she handled makeup and hair design for Pretty Problems, while simultaneously acting in it.
Hey, what's going on?
She absorbed knowledge from every department, understanding filmmaking's complete ecosystem. Then, 26 years after her first raptor encounter, an opportunity emerged that would complete the circle. In 2023, the invisible raptor entered Vanessa's orbit. Director Mike Hermosa helmed this comedy horror hybrid. During a Popternative interview, Vanessa described her reaction to the screenplay.
"This is so unhinged, so crazy, intentional and genius, and I have to be a part of it."
The plot follows a paleontologist and security guard battling an invisible raptor terrorizing their town. The film overflows with Spielberg homages, particularly Jurassic Park callbacks. Vanessa portrays DJ Malcolm, the name deliberately echoing Ian Malcolm. She recreates one of her original Lost World lines during a party sequence. Mike Hermosa's pitch was refreshingly direct. In that Popternative interview, Vanessa recounted the offer.
Johnny Wickman reached out to me. He was so kind and so humble. "This is like a really tiny part, but you would die in it." And I was like, wait, I've never died on camera. I have to do this.
Experimenting with new effects techniques, attempting something fresh, and honoring Kelly Malcolm, irresistible combination.
From the beginning, Vanessa sensed this project had legs. During that alternative conversation, she made a confident prediction.
Funny because I've been telling Johnny and Mike, I'm like, this is a cult classic in the making.
Her instincts proved correct. The film found its audience. Exactly the crowd that quotes dialogue while laughing themselves breathless. Vanessa's momentum continues building. In 2025, she joined the ensemble cast of Napa Boys, which debuted at the Toronto International Film Festival. She shares screen time with Natasha Leggero, Sarah Ramos, and Ricky Lindholm. 6 Feet Apart currently sits in post-production. She recently completed The Errand. Her range spans comedy, drama, and horror. Her project selection process has evolved. In that Popternative interview, she explained her decision-making criteria.
Notice that the best totem for me is when I get really excited. Like the little child in me is like, oh, it's time to play dress up and like imagine, like it's time to make believe. And so when I check in with myself and I can just feel like the synapse is going off, like, what should I wear? How would I do this? And I'm already, I've already dialed in and I'm not even on set. I'm like, this is a good sign that this is a project I should do. And when Johnny Wickman reached out to me, he was so kind and so humble. And he was just like, hey, this is like a really tiny part, but you would die in it. And I was like, wait, I've never died on camera. I have to do this.
Was that how the conversation went?
Everyone thinks I'm so wild. But it was, and here's the thing is like, it's, and that's what I think it is. Like, that's like, we're all kids at heart. We're all like, creative and want to have fun. And so I was like, I've never done special effects in this light. I've never had to stretch and like be off, it's just like the idea of it being different in this world. And especially kind of like a little nod to Kelly Malcolm. I was like, this just seems too perfect.
And when she talks about working with Spielberg, about being part of Jurassic Park history, the emotion is overwhelming. Listen to what she told Popternative.
I just feel overwhelming gratitude because I know how important that film is and the sequel is to all the Jurassic Park fans.
She also understands the weight of what she represents. During that Collider interview, she touched on why her role in The Lost World mattered so much for representation.
Back in the time, you never really saw a young woman of color in an action film, especially with such a significant role, helping to defeat the problem.
As 2025 progresses, Vanessa Lee Chester's net worth sits at approximately $2 million. Currently single and focused entirely on her craft, she's building a career based on passion rather than paychecks. She chose education over audition circuits, authenticity over celebrity, and meaningful work over maximizing income, and it's paid off in ways that matter most to her. The Jurassic franchise marches forward without her involvement, but Vanessa harbors clear ideas about Kelly Curtis Malcolm's current life. During that Collider interview, she outlined Kelly's post-Isla Sorna trajectory.
Nearly die from dinosaurs and just walk away like, that was a fun trip. You have to change, you know? So in my world, I believe that Kelly kind of reluctantly has followed in the footsteps of Ian Malcolm. You know, after seeing what her dad has gone through and actually knowing that it's real, I don't believe that with her curious spirit, there was any way she couldn't have gone in that direction. So in my world, I believe that Kelly put the uneven bars to rest. And that's when her love of science and genetics really ratcheted up.
From Brooklyn streets to Jurassic Park sets to Invisible Rafter Productions, Vanessa Lee Chester constructed a career entirely her own. She's the actress who drop-kicked a dinosaur into cinema history. She's the performer bringing authentic energy to every production. The friend is processing grief honestly. The industry veteran understands filmmaking from all angles. She's living evidence that child stars can mature into grounded, creative adults who maintain their passion for storytelling. Steven Spielberg recognized that spark in a 9-year-old at a movie premiere. He made a promise, and Vanessa spent her career honoring that moment while remaining completely herself. When creativity calls, Vanessa answers. We're all fortunate she does.